Welcome to Grace by Rain, a podcast about the beauty in life. I'm your host, Elaine Shircliff. Welcome back, everyone. Again, I have a guest. This time it is another co-host of the Hockeytown West podcast. It is the deputy mayor. Is that what you are of Toledo, Travis? Travis
I,
Foch.
I will never accept to be told called the mayor. That's for one person and one person only. Um, yeah, no, that's not me. I'm not the mayor, nor will I ever come close to that guy. That guy is a legend.
Um, so I mean, we both agree that he should be captain. Brandon Hawkins should be captain this year. No brainer. But I think if he is, they should change the C to an M. It should be mayor, and then his A's should be deputy mayors. Like that's
I don't
great
think they'll
marketing.
do that. I don't know. That's a subject that I, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts. I think when you bring back three leaders, you bring back three of your like core, that's your leadership group. I still think I could see a world where they do the three A's again. I could see a world where they pick one and say, okay, this is what it's going to be. Ultimately, they kind of run that room as a group.
Mhm.
So that's just kind of what they do. And I think everybody like knows, wishes it was him. And I'm sure he would love the honor, but at the same time, I think they'd rather win a cup than worry about letters on guys.
That's how you win a cup. You care about the things that matter, not the letter on the sweater. I mean, it matters to a point, but yes. So this episode here is about the beauty of the Toledo Walleye, because you and the rest of the Hockeytown West boys got me hooked, literally hooked. Like I am obsessed with them now. I drink out of this beautiful cup that you can get or you could get last season at the Bank Tank. Because it just reminds me of all the beautiful moments that happened in that arena. So so for starters, how did you I know you live like near Toledo, but how did you get into hockey and how did you like become a fan of the Walleye?
Well, I mean, like getting into hockey was watching it at home, right? Like watching it at home primarily. Occasionally, we would go to Storm games, maybe one Red Wings game a year when I was younger, if I was lucky. A lot of Storm games when I was a kid, and then as I got older and could drive, then I started going on my own to walleye games more, and it just was like to a point where I was like, okay, like I met my wife now, and we went and we went to like every playoff game of the 19 playoff run that they went to the finals in. We were at every game, and well, I was just like, maybe we should look at getting season tickets. And she's like, oh, okay. And I bought a 9 game pack the first year. Then that year we ended up going up to like probably 20. Like this is when you could still buy tickets the week of the game. And we probably went to about 20. And so we ended up doing 18. And then that year is the year that the COVID season they had the pause and then the season ended in the middle of the year. And I ended up switching to the full season and moved to where I'm at now.
Those I like those seats where you guys are at. It's a great view.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's a great view right at the top of the section. You can get up to the concourse in like 2 seconds.
The
It's
bathrooms are so close, the beer's close.
yeah, it's a good spot. And we got a good little group there. I know the guy that sits behind me and his family I become friends with through a cousin of mine. So we got a good little section there.
So what do you like the most about the walleye? Like what makes you the happiest when you think about the walleye?
Just the sustained success, like you're gonna watch a good team every year for the most part, and then ultimately just like how cheap it is to go to a game like that. Like, and it's the coast. Everybody thinks of the ECHL as like these old raggedy barns that are falling down. Like what I mean, the sports arena was. That's what the ECHL was. And you you you, you see the Huntington Center go up and you go there and now they have this immaculate building and they're good and like a ticket's 20, 21, 20. I don't know, like about $20 give or take, right?
On the
And then
normal
I'll
market, not the black market.
right. And it's got 8,600 people in it every night. And now it's gotten to a point to where if you don't buy your tickets months in advance, you're not getting in the building. Like it's just what it is. So really it's just how NHL level it is for the price. Like my season tickets, like you get the statement in your mail and you're like, this is it. Like this is probably what 6 or 7 NHL games that season tickets cost.
Yeah, that I do like the price point. It is nice. Everything there is so inexpensive in general. Um, Now, what are things that you think set the Walleye apart from other hockey teams? And I don't just mean in the ECHL, because like from my standpoint, I think some of the best atmosphere is like Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, Rocket Arena, when it's like packed and they're winning. And Toledo is crazy pants insane even when they're not winning, even when they lose. Like it's insane. So what do you think sets them apart that makes the fans just all in on it?
It's hockey. It's the biggest small market hockey market I think you'll ever like see. Like it's so diehard. And it's been that way forever. Like you go back to the Gold Diggers and the Storm and now the Walleye. Like it's just like one of those things to where the fans have become so loyal through decades and decades of hockey that it's just like it's generational. Like everybody's kids are going to like with their parents and then like for me, I went to games with my dad at the sports arena. Now I'm going. If I have kids eventually they'll want to go. Like I'll take them. Like it's just like and it's so you just get like swept up in it really there's no other way to like explain it. You have to see it firsthand.
Yeah. You have to, you definitely have to be there. There's like a feeling the moment you even walk in, like I walked in and I go, oh, there's something special that happens here. And I can't really pinpoint it. It's like a whole series of moments from just the way the fans are with each other and the way they all seem to know each other but don't know each other and how welcoming they are and the pregame skating through the fish, yelling hit somebody in the middle of the anthem, just all the way through everything. It's just it feels like a magical experience, kind of like going to Disney World. I've never been there, but I assume it's like the same.
Yeah, and like you don't I remember taking people for their first time that have been to an NHL game and I'm like you don't understand like the fans are right on top of the rink. It's a small building. I was like it's under 10,000 people, but it's so loud in there that like it competes and like I've been to uh 3 Stanley Cup playoff games and one was in Columbus, one was in Nashville, and one was in Carolina. Well, Nashville's like a party vibe, very similar to Toledo for a playoff game. Obviously, there's way more people. Um, Columbus is very like they're passionate, but it's different. Like it's not like any other market. And then like you see the big one with Carolina, like loudest house in the league. Like that's no joke. And I've heard the Huntington Center as loud as I've heard that arena when like the Hurricanes came on the ice for that game I was at. So it does not like disappoint in any way.
Yeah, I thought it was loud, and then I went to the that first playoff game th this season, and I was like, Oh, or like the fir of the finals, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this is loud. I did not hear very well like the next day.
It gets so loud, like it's so loud in there, it gets quiet. Like it's almost mute because it's so loud in there at points. Like some of the games that I can remember the most, like the game five in 2019, I think it was when Trevor Hamilton scored. I think it's like one of the loudest times I've ever heard that arena. Like it's just like I looked at Kelsey, I'm like, it's so loud you can't even hear yourself. It's like quiet. Like, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like I said earlier, it's like until you witness it, you just don't understand. Like, and it gets so much slack because it's the coast. Like people are like, I'm not gonna go to an ECHL game. Detroit's an hour away.
yeah,
Why would I go watch double A hockey when I can go watch the NHL on a weeknight for the same price in the upper bowl? And I'm like, okay, but for the last decade, the Wings haven't been good. Like
yeah,
Toledo's been in the conference finals basically since 2015. Like you're getting an NHL level experience for a fraction of what an NHL playoff game would cost.
yeah. A lot of Monsters fans drive out there too, and I didn't get it. They were trying to convince me all 9 seasons that I covered the Monsters to go out there, and it took two Griffins fans and a Walleye guy to to get me down there. I mean, I don't know if I would have gone if Brandon didn't say, "You're coming." Oh, okay. I guess I am. I'll drive myself and then I'll leave like right after the game because I had to cover a Monsters game the next day, which I did not. And then I was gonna probably scoot out during like the third because the game was at noon the next day. And he's like, I'm coming to your hotel. I'm gonna pick you up at like 3 in the morning. I don't remember. It was so early. It was the longest day of my life. But if he hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have gotten like the full experience, and I probably never would have gone to a game. So I guess sometimes you have to just force people to stop being an idiot.
Yeah, it's got that like I said, it just sucks you in and you just want to keep going back and go back for more. Like for me, like I don't know about the first month of the season's fun, and then it gets to the point where it's like, is it April yet? Is it April yet? Is it April yet? Like you get to a point, and then by Christmas you're like, I'm just ready for playoff games, but you still enjoy going. Like this fan base has been so spoiled. I mean, like I said, since 2015, they've got like I don't know, 7 or 8 conference finals appearances, 3 Kelly Cup final appearances. They just haven't been able to open the door, right? Like
Yeah.
they've been close and it's hard and a lot of fans harp on the way roster gets built with a lot of speed, a lot of skill, and they want a blend. They want more of the 90s style hockey because that's what Toledo was. Like they were in your face, like pouring beer on players at the Huntington Center, like like you literally sat on top of the bench basically in the first row there, and it's just a different game, but the culture that they've built has just got them this sustained success that's carried from Birchbeck, Jenks to Hensick to Hawkins and Keenan and Craggs. Like these guys have just, when they've came in, they've been surrounded by these veterans that have played American League games. And like that's the thing too. Like it's an AHL market, not only for like the fans because it's big enough, right? And the
Mhm.
Huntington Center is not big enough. I still think they could sell out a 10,000 seat arena, but it won't happen. You have AHL players coming here to play. Like guys that should be playing in the American League are here.
Yeah.
Like John Albert came here. TJ Hensick played here. Steve Oleski won a Stanley Cup. He was here at one point. Like guys just come here because they love it. And it's like you're playing at such a crazy market.
Yeah. I do think there is some value to playing for a team that makes you love hockey, right? Like sometimes you go and you play for a team and it makes you hate the sport. Like I've met guys and I've covered guys who were like, I just don't love it anymore. I don't fit here, or I don't like nothing's working out right. And then they go to another team or they say the same thing and they come to the Monsters or the Griffins and then they thrive. Like there's something to be said about a team that you go to and you get so excited about. And I feel like when I talk to other people about the players or I talk to other writers who have covered those players outside of Toledo, like they're like, yeah, they just get so excited. And sometimes they get called up, like they go to the another AHL team, not the Griffins, but like another one, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, thank you for the opportunity. I'm really looking forward to when you like send me back down. Like everyone wants that opportunity, but there's also that balance between love of the sport and the money.
Yeah, it's when you come play here, you're playing because you love the game. It's
Yeah,
not because you're making the most money. And the fact that they've brought in some guys over the years that, I mean, Matt Register was one. He should have been in the American League. He probably should still be in the American League, but he continuously just finds cities that, and even in the ECHL that he loves, and he's become like a coast like journeyman. And
yeah,
I mean, Hawk's become that here, right? Like he's settled here. He's got his family here. And I mean, you have a two-time back-to-back MVP on your team that decided to call Toledo home. So
yeah,
it's a very special area. And not just for the walleye, like Northwest Ohio, like you got the Falcons. They're the only team in the state of Ohio to win a national championship in college hockey.
yep,
And you got the Falcons, you've got, you know, the youth programs at the Ice House in Tamo. It's a hockey area, really.
yeah. That's the one thing I remember when I moved to Columbus and, everyone had a chip on their shoulder. They're like, Columbus is a hockey town. Like, we have the biggest hockey town market in Ohio. And I was like, do you? I mean, yes, there's a lot of hockey there, but like the history is so deep in Cleveland. And they do so much there, not just in the pro level, but like youth and high school. And then you look, like you said, Northwestern Ohio, it's like it's deep there too. And there's a lot of success. And there's a lot of NHL players who then called that area home or still hung out around there. Like I think that Ohio is a slept on state for hockey, in my opinion. But it also makes it more fun when they start succeeding and people start hearing about all the other teams and that there's so much hockey there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, there is. And I mean, Gordy Meyer, like he was born and raised in Sylvania. Alden Hirschfeld, same thing. They both played for the Walleye at some point. So
yeah,
there's even been local guys that were born and raised here and probably went to that building or the sports arena at some point as kids. And maybe at some point we're like, oh, I'd love to play pro hockey here. When you're a child, you don't really know like how much money that league you're making, but
yeah.
they 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 did it. So it's cool.
Now, you were media this year. Um, how was that going from like covering this team? Like you went to these games, you grew up watching this team, you eat, sleep, and breathe this team, essentially. What was it like then to have to like flip on and be media? Was it like surreal, exciting? Like,
I think it was only really like a surreal experience for like the first two or three games, mainly because like we quickly established relationships with some of the players that like they knew it was our first time doing it. So like they were kind of like, very welcoming, very helpful with us and very patient at times. Like Hawkins was always good to us. Craggs never said no. Like none of the guys ever said no, but like just very like willing to sit and take extra time out of their after the game to talk to us. It was very neat. It was a very special honor. I know even for me, like I didn't take it for granted. I know Nick and Brandon, they didn't take it for granted either. Like it's a very special thing to be able to do, and it was a lot of fun. We made a lot of very special relationships over that year, especially down here. It's a little easier here than it is in GR from, what I've seen and just
yeah.
firsthand doing it one time. But it's just and a lot of it too is the people. Like it's not even the players, it's just the people that you meet around the rink. Like some of the the interns that I became friends with for the walleye, some of the just their other staff that like you don't see on the ice. Like, we just like had like their like some of the coaching staff that you don't see, like Ace, like he'd come up and say hi. The scratches, you go down there and the scratches are there and they just stand there and talk to you. Like while you're waiting for the game to end, because I always went down early because I didn't want to, be late or anything. So I always like to be prepared, and I'd go down there, and it's like Spezia was hurt the whole second half, and you're like just sitting there having a conversation, and it's not even really about hockey. Or half the time, it's like, isn't GR playing? It's like, yeah, like how are they doing? I'm like, I don't know, I'm here. Like the other two are there. More importantly, like how are you doing? Like, are you okay? Like. And like with Chaz too, like I talked to Chaz a few times. Like it was just a very surreal experience. But once you got used to it and got used to seeing the people, like it was very special.
Yeah, pre-COVID, it was like that with the monsters. Like we would go, the other guy that covered the monsters with me, Jeff Schladel, we would go down like halfway through the third and we would just watch the game on the glass, like to the left of the goaltender, and scratch players from both teams like come up and talk to you, and they're like chatting you up, and you're like, I mean, the game's going on. I have to write an article, but like, okay, tell me about your daughter. Let's go. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the cool thing about hockey is sometimes people forget they're like people.
And
Uh,
honestly, probably some of the nicest people.
mhm. Like,
Like
God, yeah.
you see them on the ice and they want to kill each other, but once they get off the ice, like we've seen it firsthand, right? Like the amount of guys that know each other throughout the league
Hmm.
and they hate each other on the ice, but as soon as they get off the ice, they're chatting it up and like the walkways, if they pass each other, they're gonna say hi, and then all of a sudden they're having a conversation. And it's like, weren't you just trying to kill that guy about 20 minutes ago? Like so
It,
that was something for me that it's like, okay, there is a respect level
mhm.
more than what you could even imagine, and they are people at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, that always made me laugh because my first season covering the Monsters, I was like terrified of Brett Gallant, right? Like he was a fighter. He fought a lot. He was scary. He was intense. Like, but he was the first one to talk to me. He was in the elevator with me, and I was like in the corner because I was like, I can't, don't look at him. Don't breathe. Don't like, just disappear. And he just turns around as he's getting off and he's like, Hey, I read your latest article. I really liked it. It was so good. He's like, By the way, you look really nice today too. And I was like, I really thought you were gonna like push me. And he's like the nicest person you'll ever meet, but on the ice, he's so intense. And I mean, I would never want to make him mad like on the ice because I probably would end up in the benches or like
Yeah.
yeeted into the rafters. I don't know. Now for me, it was really cool to, I've always been the one covering the team, right? Like with my friend groups or with my family. It was always me covering the team and I'd go and tell them the stories and like, and it would not get lonely, but like it was weird to like not have someone else to talk to about it, or they maybe not so much understood the dynamic of how hockey worked. And for me, it was so cool this season when I went down there and I would stand outside the locker room with Kelsey, the one time Maria, and she and I would just be, chatting. And then you guys would come out and we got to experience it like through your eyes. We got to experience post game like through your eyes. And that was like super special because you guys were so passionate about it. It was honestly my favorite part about every walleye game was seeing the three of you just like doing your dream and being excited about it and then telling us the stories and showing us pictures and like I don't know. I just really enjoyed it, and I really thank you for like being so open when you met me because you didn't really know me. Like they didn't even really know me when I got in their car. Like, I could have been freaking crazy. I'm not. Sometimes I am. I'm not. But like, but you guys took me along for the ride this year, and I was like, this was so much fun to like not have to do the work, to enjoy hockey again, to just like sit in the stands, drink a cup this big full of wine. or margaritas that had way too much tequila in it. And and then go and still know what happened in post game and like just I don't know. It was great. So like thank you. You're a beautiful human. I love you.
Well, it's not just me. I couldn't do it without the other two. They welcomed me with open arms. They didn't have to, and it's been a an unreal experience for me. Two of probably my best friends at this point now. Talk to them almost every day, and it's just like it's crazy to think like when I first came on their show for the first time to where we are now and how much we've grown. It's just like, oh, you almost got to pinch yourself at times because it's just so crazy. And the relationships that all three of us have with some of them players in Toledo, especially Hawkins. I mean, Nick gets so much crap from him. It's so funny. I mean, he'll give it to me too. I mean, he and you and to be fair, he'll take the criticism too. Like, and he'll flat out tell you, like, if he has an off night, he's like, I'm not good enough. Like, he'll come up to be like, that was just bleeping bad. Like, I got to be so much better than this. And then like if it's going well and like if Brandon's there and Nick's not, he's like, shocker, one's not here. He's never here. And it's like so it's a very unique setup with them. They embraced us with open arms, but without Nick and Brandon, I this isn't possible. So I mean to them, like I'm forever grateful.
Yeah. I love them. They're two of my favorite people. Kelsey's and your dog and you are also
So you can't forget the dog.
cannot forget Gordy. I love that I riled him up before I left that one day. I was just like, Aunt Elaine, let's go.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
you
crazy.
that was just my revenge for having me walk down the stairs when I was couldn't even walk straight. I made it down in one piece.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I love that I like took a selfie with the fat head of goalie coach of Austin.
Yeah, it's hanging over here right now, actually.
And then I tagged him in it. Like it was like 3 in the morning. I first posted it and tagged him in it. And then right before I passed out, I was like, oh, you know what? That's weird. I deleted it. I was like, let's not do that. Yes.
He would have seen it and laughed, knowing Ace. Like he's such a good guy. Like he would probably if he did see it, he probably got like a, are you kidding me? Who is this person?
That's the best part is no one knows who I am, but I'm like, I know all of you guys now. Like you don't
Yeah,
know me. I've never met you, but I know about you.
right.
They're like my friends without being friends kind of thing. So what is it like though to be famous in Toledo? I would like to know. Can't
I'm f I'm
can't
not
go 10
famous.
feet without someone being like, is that Travis Focht from the Hockeytown West? I mean, the other two as well. And it was weird because Zach, I can't remember his last name now. So we were in line at the playoff game. I went to go around to like push, I don't know, I just wanted to push Brandon on the ground in the team store. I don't know, like it just felt like the right thing to do. And I went to go push him, and this guy, Zach, and his girlfriend were actually between Nick and Brandon and me. And I almost pushed him. And they were like, oh, yeah, that's just our crazy friend, like, whatever. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he goes, oh, wait, are you Elaine? And I was like, oh, no, no, like, no. So I got a glimpse of like what you guys get, but oh my goodness, like people see you. I'm just waiting for someone to ask you for your autograph.
No, I no. There'll be none of that going on. It's not. You don't do it for that. You do it because you love the sport and you see the market and you know how crazy the fans are, and it's just building a community, right? Like they
Mhm.
already have the community, but giving that community something to talk about, not for fame or anything. Like that's the last thing on my mind when it comes to that. Like it is a surreal moment when somebody comes up to you and be like, "Can I take a picture with you?" It's like, yeah, I guess. Like I'm not really like that important here. I'm just here. Like I'm no different than you, and that's kind of how I try to approach it every time. Like the amount of friends that I've made with fans is just it's insane in the last 2 years how much like that community's grown.
Yeah, so I kind of want to touch on that because I had that in Cleveland, right? I was there for 9 seasons. I created a literal family. Well, not literal. I didn't have like marry anyone or like have children with anyone, but like I created a family with all of so many of the fans. And they treated me like family. Like I get invited to holidays and birthdays and baptisms, everything. Like it's so great to be a part of that. And I now need to create that in Grand Rapids, and I really don't know how. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but like it makes it so much better, right? To cover the team when you don't just get to like, you interview players and that's great, but then you also get to be in an arena with like thousands of your friends or hundreds of your friends.
Yeah, and it's funny because we all sit in different like areas. So like when we watch the game and then like the next if they play the next night, it's like, what did you see from where you were sitting? And it's like, well, where I was sitting, I seen this. And it's like, okay, well, that's not what it looked like from where I was sitting at all. Like,
Yeah.
so it's cool to have that little like group of people that, you just sit and reflect on maybe the night
Mhm.
before or just like what's going on. And like I said, it's a very special place.
Yeah. And that's how it was in Cleveland. Fans would literally just like they would send me DMs or texts if they had my phone number of like plays that they saw. They're like videotape. Like I have like my own video scouts, like that's what I had in Cleveland. They'd be like, I know you're on the other side and this was happening, so you're probably were looking at it, but this was happening here. And I'm like, oh, thank you very much. Like, but it makes it so much more fun because then also as a writer, you're like, okay, now I'm seeing the full story of the game even more. And I then get to share that moment also with friends at the same time. Like it's like a twofer for me.
Yeah.
And so I do feel like Cleveland and Toledo are very similar in their vibes. Um, I mean, the press row set up in Cleveland, you saw it. It's literally in with the fans.
Yeah,
So
it's so weird.
I love it. It is my favorite
So
press
weird.
row. Okay.
Well, it's very similar to how I do. I just sit in my seat and watch the game, and
Right.
then I'm very fortunate to that they let me go down after and still be a fan at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, that's the one thing I think I probably learned the most is like juggling the line of fandom and like, media. Because you see comments online and you're like, man, if only you knew, like
Right.
you just don't get it. Like you don't see it from the perspective that I see it because I see these people after a game or I see what guys are battling through like firsthand, right? And like I know last year in the finals, like after they got knocked out, like the video of Hawkins, like I was almost in tears because he was so gutted. Like at that point in the year, you pretty much know who's leaving.
Hmm.
They've all got their overseas stuff done and like guys are hurt and playing through stuff and every team's going through it at that time of the year. And when you don't get it done, like you just see the emotion come out of it. And like that was one thing for me. It's like, man, if you only knew what was going
Hmm.
on, like you would understand maybe a little bit better or have a greater appreciation.
Yeah. No, that's my whole view of players in the game flipped when I was interning for the AAA Blue Jackets. When you start seeing it from like from the youth standpoint, and when you get to a certain age and you start hearing people scouting these kids, they're scouting them when they're like they're like 11. And people are scouting them like I remember going to Quebec City for the Quebec City tournament with the 2001s and they won it all, right? But I was going through tweets because I'm tweeting from like about it because that was part of my job. And people are like, oh, that kid's a bum. I'm like, he's what? He's 12. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Well,
he doesn't
it's
know all the fundies yet. He hasn't even hit his growth spurt.
well, it's funny like you see like the OHL or the WHL or the Q like they're trading draft picks that are like 6 years away. And it's like, congratulations, you just traded a 9-year old. It's like when you think about it, like that kid's 9 years old right now and you just traded it. Like that age group's 9 years old, 10 years old. And it's like you just traded a 9-year old. And it's like, it's crazy to think about.
Right, when it's like a first round pick too, and you're like, you're scouting a little too deep if you care that much about that first round pick 6 years from now. Okay. Yeah. But it changes your whole view because you already know they're people, but too many times people look at them as like a product. And what I loved about the AAA is like Ed Ginger really taught these players that it is a balance between a business and being a human. And you don't want to be on a team that's all business or all human. You want a nice mix of the most. And I mean, he probably learned that from his dad, Bud. Bud and Ed, I didn't meet Bud, but Ed said that his dad had always taught him that you make it better than you found it, right? And so when you instill that into these kids and then they become adults and then they're playing in the show, you start going, "Oh, okay, so like they see the whole thing. Their families are usually first priority. So when people are all like, "Oh, I can't believe they missed the game because their wife's in labor." Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Like, what's she supposed to do? Hold it in? You want her to hold it in? You want him to miss like the birth? I mean, if it was the Stanley Cup, maybe I'd understand.
I
But
think if I
like
was playing in like game 7 of the cup final and my wife went into labor, she'd tell me to go play
she
for the
would be
Stanley Cup.
so she would be so mad. Kelsey, she would be so mad. She would
I
be like, what? She'd be like, babe, what are you doing?
No, I think she would tell me to go play.
Yeah. Oh, for
Like
sure.
I think she would. Like, yeah, like it would suck, but like as soon as it was over, I'd be on the first flight to wherever I needed to be. But like it's just one of them scenarios like it's a balance. Like
Yeah.
and at this level, like there's a lot of it's getting younger. A lot
Hmm.
of kids right out of college, like they don't understand like what it's like to be a pro and an adult and you come to the rink in the morning, you've practiced, you got to go home and you got to manage your time, like workouts, go home, cook dinner. Like if you've gone to the college route, like or even if you went junior and you were in a billet house, like most of the time your meals have been cooked for you. Like you
Hmm.
got to now be a cook. Like that's a big thing. So yeah, balance in life with sports is a very important thing.
Yeah. It brings out even more of a mental aspect of the game, especially when you're a rookie, because there's so much that you're now balancing. Um, so I was supposed to ask this at the beginning and I totally forgot. But Travis, what did you find beautiful this week?
Um, The first thing when you sent me the note, the first thing that came to my mind is my wife, like just because like she's been my biggest supporter, and that's probably the most beautiful thing you could ask for, is to have somebody to support you like that. Um, so without her, I'm not here. So I would have to say her for sure, and then yeah, it was beautiful. I guess you could say it was a beautiful thing. Like it was 2 days ago at work. We got to our job site in the morning. It's foggy, and there's 3 deer just walk across the road, and it's just like, man, that's a beautiful sight right there.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So you and Nick are setting the bar high for every man who's in a relationship that comes on the show because you both said your significant other, your partner. And this is why I have high standards, everyone, because I'm surrounded by men who simp their women. They are so in love with them and support them. Like, that's what I love about you and Nick. I come from a family of like 107 people. That's not a joke. Like 60 of them all live in Cleveland. And if I were to ask them the same question without even thinking, they would say the same thing about their partner. So like, thanks for confirming that people outside of my family actually care about the people that they love.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, without her, like I said, I'm not here. She's very patient with me some nights. She's very supportive of me being able to do this. She watches Gordy. That's probably the biggest thing that probably drives her nuts. But yeah, she's probably, I mean, she's definitely the most important person in my life right now. So that's that's probably the most important thing to me right now is her, and to have her support is the biggest thing.
I can confirm that she is quite spectacular and amazing. She handles drunk Elaine very well. Very well. Kelsey, can we get Taco Bell? Sure. Like,
Yeah, yeah, classic.
she made sure before I went to bed to have aspirin and water, and I think
Yeah,
Tums too.
she's the mom.
She, I
She
normally play that role, so it was nice.
Yeah, she's mommed me a few times with, having some late nights with friends. It's like, oh, it's funny because like you see the video of like Kylie Kelsey with Jason and
Yeah, it's like
like
the same thing.
at the Bills game, and I can hear Kelsey say like, "Okay, but can we not do that right now?" I can hear her saying that to me in so many different points in my life that like
She said that to Brandon and I the one night when they had to drive us back. No, it wasn't that night. It was the night that we stayed in Toledo and we closed the bar down after you guys left. But before, I don't know what we were doing. We were being ridiculous. And she was like, what if we don't do that right now? I don't even remember what we were doing, but I specifically remember because there was like hand motions and everything. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's the best. Well, Travis, thank you for joining me for this longer podcast. Tell the good people where they can find you.
Um, Instagram, Twitter. It's pretty much what I use. It's at Trav in T-Town. If you see a bunch of arenas, you've probably come to the right place. If you see a bunch of jerseys, you're probably in the right place. Other than that, I mean, just, that's about it for me. I'm pretty simple.
You are a simple man, and that's why we love you. You're also low-key hilarious in the chat. One day we're going to have to do an episode about the beauty of rants, where you and I go on rants about certain hockey things that we both agree on. But that's for a later date.
As long
Maybe
as
when
it's
we're not credentialed by.
Yeah, I could give you some good stuff.
Oh, you and I could go for hours about one specific topic. Well, actually, you know what? It's fine. Maybe if it changes the playoff situation in the AHL.
Oh, yeah, don't start me with that. The participation playoffs, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Travis. And to my listeners, I'll see you next week. And remember, be kind and love always. My theme music is One Light by Nick Wilkinson and the Featured Players. You can find their latest album, Live, Volume 1, on Bandcamp and Spotify. Live Volume 1 was recorded in front of a live audience on May 26, 2017, at Jilly's Music Room in Akron, Ohio.